Good evening, it's meteorologist Michael Fecka. Welcome back to the 9 p.m. all-weather, all-streaming show that we do here every night during the workdays and on weekends. We stream it out to all of our streaming platforms as well as to Facebook Live. So if you are joining us from either of those platforms, please feel free to leave us a question or a comment. Hopefully, I'll be able to go through them as I go through the forecast, but if not, I'll go through at the very end and see if I can answer anything individually for you. So let's get started here with a look at some of our highs today. Didn't also get very warm. We were trending warm pretty much all week long, and today we only topped out in the lower 50s, 52 degrees. We had that persistent cloud cover today, even though we had high pressure in place. That's what we call a dirty high. A lot of that moisture and cloud cover was actually trapped underneath it, so it didn't really have anywhere to go. So therefore, we stayed on the cooler side, but where it warmed up a little bit better was through areas like Tennessee. They topped out in the mid 70s for today, and even into the mid 60s to our south there in Bowling Green. So it was really due to the cloud cover, and it's still with us. I still think we're going to hold on to the clouds overnight tonight. Some patchy areas of mist and fog likely. Temperatures right now sitting in the upper 40s to around 50 degrees, and rain will continue to move in overnight very, very late into early tomorrow morning, and rain will likely continue Thursday and then into Friday, with more rain on the way for next week, and maybe some updates here on the weekend trending a little bit drier. So that's what we'll talk the details of here in our weather show. But let's get started with a look at our setup. So we have high pressure in place, as I mentioned before. All that moisture and the cloud cover was trapped underneath of that high. So that's why we really stayed cloudy all day long. Typically, when you see high pressures on the map, you understand that means sunshine and that it's dry. And that necessarily wasn't the case. It just kind of kept everything fairly at bay and calm, but a little bit yucky out there. So that is going to change. High pressure will slide off to our east, and unfortunately, it looks like it's only going to get a little bit worse before it gets better. We are tracking out some more showers and a few thunderstorms rolling in again into tomorrow associated with that low pressure system sitting over Oklahoma. But taking a look at our radar closer to home, we're not really tracking out anything falling from the skies currently, maybe a few light sprinkles there in southern Illinois south of Centralia, but everywhere else seems to be quiet. But again, it is just overall pretty damp and dreary out there, even for our nighttime. But looking at our almanac so far for the month of November, temperature-wise, it's been quite a roller coaster. If you remember, we were topping out in the 60s and 70s through the first week, and then we dropped like a rock last Monday. If you remember, we were all the way down into the 30s for our highs with snow showers. And then just last week and last weekend, we topped out in the 70s. And this week so far has been fairly cool, with temperatures mostly hanging out in the upper to middle 50s. And in terms of precipitation, haven't really seen all that much for the first couple of weeks, aside from what we got yesterday. Yesterday, we had a couple of rounds of showers and storms move through, at least at the Evansville airport. They picked up around 1¼ inches of rain from yesterday. So that helped kind of boost our rainfall amounts for the month. So now we're getting a little bit more on track here, and especially with more rain on the way, not concerned with any sort of rain deficits here for us. But looking at the next 12 hours again, fairly quiet. That rain moves in very, very late into early tomorrow morning, and it looks like that rain will kind of just continue on and off throughout the day on Thursday. Temperatures will top out in the upper 50s once again, and there is that chance for a few thunderstorms, but as of right now, it doesn't look like we have much of a severe weather threat. But here's the timing of everything. So 5 a.m., still fairly dry, maybe getting a few sprinkles or patchy drizzle. It's really between 8 and 10 o'clock tomorrow morning that we see the bulk of the rain begin to fill in across the tri-state. And it looks like over the last couple of model runs, the models do want to keep a lot of that rain south of I-64. So if you're north of I-64, I'd say you're going to have a cloudy day with some patchy areas of drizzle. But in terms of that real persistent rainfall, I'm just not really seeing it for you guys north of I-64. More so as you head further south, especially towards Evansville and down through western Kentucky. And then we have a little bit of a lull in the action late Thursday night before more rain pushes in through Friday morning, with maybe even some pockets of heavier rain possible within there as well. And I'll show you that in a moment. But looking at our precipitation chances, it does look like Friday will bring our best chances for rain, with a few lingering showers possible into Saturday morning. But the weekend overall trending on the drier side before before our next round of rain moves in for the start of next week. But in terms of our severe weather threat, we're not outlooked for any severe thunderstorms here. We just have that general thunderstorm risk for some rain and a few claps of thunder for Thursday and then again on Friday. So tracking everything out through Friday, I mentioned, I do think there may be some heavier pockets of rain and a slightly better chance for maybe a few storms, especially to the south through western Kentucky. But a lot of this rain, or at least the bulk of the heaviest rain, seems to push out by the late afternoon with just a few lingering showers or perhaps a thunderstorm late overnight into early Saturday morning. And then we should be clearing out through the day on Saturday and will stay dry on Sunday. So Thursday, Friday, not the best days to end the work week, but at least we'll have a better weekend to make up for it. Now, in terms of rainfall through Saturday, we can expect anywhere between a half an inch up to an inch of rain widespread across the tri-state. So flooding issues, not much of a concern here. More of that flooding threat seems likely off to our southwest through areas like Arkansas, southeastern Oklahoma, and northeastern Texas there. So that's what they're going to be on the lookout for here, but we're not really expecting too much in the way of rainfall. And then there's a look at your weekend forecast. So we'll dry out overnight Friday into early Saturday morning. We'll stay dry through Saturday and on Sunday. Temperatures very comfortable, looking like a pretty nice weekend, topping out in the lower 60s with a good bit of sunshine. And looking at our precipitation outlook here through the next 6 to 10 days, we're looking at remaining right around average or maybe just slightly above. And I mentioned we do still have that chance for more rainfall once we get into the start of the work week. So here's what that will look like. We dry out there Saturday and Sunday, but another system off to our west gets us act together by Monday afternoon and into Monday evening. We'll see some increasing cloud cover, and eventually that rain moves in overnight into early Tuesday morning, and it doesn't clear out of here until Tuesday night. And then it looks like behind that system, it is going to get colder, especially for the end of next week. It looks like we're trending a lot cooler out there. Our temperature outlook through the next 6 to 10 days showing below average is likely. But looking at our 7-day temperature trend, we'll stay above average here at least through Tuesday. But again, it's that system that's moving out of here Tuesday that's going to bring that cooler air in for Wednesday and into the end of next week. So looking at our hazards here, we actually have been highlighted for that colder air, and a good chunk of the country, especially to the north of us, highlighted there for that potential of even some snowfall. Now, I do want to bring that up because I have seen a lot of posts on social media about, a deep freeze or a big blizzard moving in here for Thanksgiving, and I do want to go on the record and say, at least looking at model data that far out in time, not usually the best tool, and I want to show you why. So here is the GFS model. This is likely the model that you've been seeing get posted around there. This is the one that's kind of been showing the colder and snowier solution through the end of next week. But here we are Thursday morning. This is around 9 a.m. An area of low pressure wants to get its act together off to our southwest and eventually slide through areas of the deep south. Now, when areas of low pressure, especially in the winter time, they dip to our south, that puts us on the colder side of the storm. Now, if you look closely there, you could see that blue and that pink indicating at least some snow or wintry mix action there into Friday, and then clearing out of here into Saturday morning. Now, that is just the one run of the GFS model. Let me show you why it's not the best idea to go with some of these model runs, especially when you're talking about it weeks in advance. Because here's what the other model shows, our very other trustworthy model, the European model. We use this all the time. I show it to you all the time. It does a very good job. It shows absolutely nothing moving through during that time frame for next week. In fact, it shows a very, very dry outlook for the end of next week. So two models on completely two opposite ends of the spectrum there, but only one gets shared around on social media. So I do want to bring that to your attention. So if you are you're going to hop off this live stream and you learned at least one thing, it's to never trust model runs that far in advance. And if you see things on social media, verify it's coming from a real meteorologist. That'll be your best bet. Because I know you guys, you love us. You come here and you get our information as well. But you also go out and you get information from other meteorologists as well. And you just want to make sure that you're getting it from a very reliable source. So If you're concerned with any sort of deep freeze or snowstorm for the end of next week, I'm going to tell you right now, don't be concerned, because it's certainly not something that's really on the table at this point in time. Is it possible? Of course it is. It's a week away in the month of November, but nothing that shows a clear sign of anything snowy for next week. So just wanted to throw that out there. I had seen a lot of posts on social media about it, and I like to kind of debunk some things for you guys on here because I know you guys see it too. But here, let me take a look at some of the questions and comments for you. Suzanne is saying hello. Paula Schaefer saying good evening to you. Betty saying yucky is right. All that the cloud cover, the mist, it was just a cool, just not a good day today. But, you know, can't complain too much. It was a nice day. If you were able to kind of chill out, hang inside, it wasn't too bad. Good evening from Cheyenne, and good Wednesday evening from Teresa. So happy you're all here. Thanks for joining. That's all I've really got here for the live stream. I'm going to hop off now, and I'll send you guys over to 14 News at 10 for all the latest news and weather headlines. Until then, everyone, stay safe and have a great rest of your night.